So all of you touch on this theme of forbidden love in some way, whether it be different cliques or classes or possibly interspecies. So what attracted you to this topic, and why do you think it's so popular with teens? So why don't we start with Aimee this time?
Okay, I'll start. Well, I'll start. I think that what I said last time kind of leads into this answer about how mysterious boys seem to young girls, and in the sort of early teen years. And I think a lot of the success of Twilight and franchises like that speak to that. It's sort of a metaphor for how different and mysterious boys can be. They're so different and mysterious, they may as well be different creatures from us. So I think there's a lot of that going on, and I think that's what the books like that capture so brilliantly. In the case of Sea Change, I actually didn't really have that trend so much in mind, even though the story sort of became about that more. I really wanted to write a mermaid story, essentially, told, it was just the genders reversed, the traditional genders reversed. I loved the Little Mermaid fairy tale. That was like very formative for me when I was growing up. And I loved the movie Splash. And one day, actually a couple summers ago, I was riding on a ferry, and I started thinking about the ocean and these ocean legends, and I thought, you know, why is there never a boy who comes from the sea? Why is it always the girl who loses her legs, you know? So that was the idea for Sea Change, and then it did kind of lend itself well to that metaphor for teen love and unrequited love. So, yeah, that's kind of was my experience with it. But.
Forbidden love between disparate groups of people. I just wrote from my own experience, where, as you said, you know, boys are mysterious, girls are very mysterious, and belong almost to a different species, so it kind of flowed naturally.
Anything to add?
Well, I think it's just a lot more interesting, you know. Like, I don't think, you know, it's mutually giving, settled love that's full of joy. It's not very story friendly. And I think also for teenagers, you know, one of you is going to be a different person in a year and maybe in a couple months. So, you know, that's in the nature of the game.
Okay, so how do you think the dynamics of teen relationships have changed since your teen years, if at all?
Not at all. I don't think. I mean, I'm not going to get up here and say any social networking sites make any difference at all. I think it's absolutely the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say Facebook, but that seemed like a cop out. I don't know. I think there, you know, I have to disagree a little bit. I do think, you know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I do believe the fundamentals don't change, but I think that in this day and age of texting and twittering and constant staying in touch, there might be a lot more fluidity to relationships. Maybe people are less likely to make commitments. I'm not sure. It's not like I was deep into commitments in high school, but I just have to wonder how that has affected things, and the whole idea of privacy, what's public and what's private, that has really shifted. So I do think there's a change. Maybe it's more of a superficial change, and the fundamental feelings, I think, obviously, probably stay the same. Anna?
I'm really happy I don't have to know anything about this because I write historical novels, but I think that, you know, I agree that the state of, you know, yearning at a distance for somebody who seems impossible for you is probably a pretty eternal teenage experience, and I think I would say that I mean, when I was a teenager, there was no social networking and no texting, but I would imagine, and this is just a guess, that is even more of a barrier between connection and that probably the yearning is even greater.
Well, you can certainly stalk your crush more, maybe. But don't say I said that.